Nice. So I got some truck here. Oh, it's debadged. I don't even know what it is. It's like a Ram 1500 to 3500, somewhere in there. Not really good at eyeballing it, but yeah. Anyway, 3-step polish on this one. It's for one of my friend's buddies, so try and do a really good job here. And it's gonna also include a 10H ceramic coating. And I'm gonna ceramic coat everything and polish everything. All the paint, the glass, the headlights, and I'm gonna see if I can polish this stuff here. I'm not sure what it is. I think the owner called it Linux. So I'll probably try and do a light polish on it. So let's hope this one turns out pretty good. It should. It's all full of scratches everywhere. It's been driven in the bush. It's got some tree branch scratches. And there's just some oopsies here and there we're gonna touch up with the paint pen. And yeah, it just looks pretty dull. Overall, it just looks pretty dull and faded, and we're gonna get it looking brand new for the owner. Should be awesome. This side in particular here is really bad. It's full of scratches. Tree branch, Louisiana pinstripe, that sort of thing. And there's some rock chips here and there too. Here's my polisher lineup. So I keep buying more polishers. I'm addicted to these expensive polishers. I like nice tools. I think I added 3 since my last video, which I haven't even released my last polishing video, but yeah. So I got 3 new ones here. I think it's this one, the Beast, and then I got the 3-inch Roops, and then I got the Flex Pixie. And I'll tell you right now which ones I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using the Flex Rotary, Flex the Beast, and the 6-inch DA. This is pretty much gonna do the whole thing. And then maybe, to get a little fancy, I'll use, I don't really know if I really need to use the 3-inch Rotary. I could probably just use the 6-inch, but I'll be using the 6-inch Rotary with the smaller bits here to get in the tight areas. And then I've got this 3-inch DA by Roops. This thing is amazing. I really like Roops. I started out as a Flex guy, but now I'm kind of using the Roops, thinking Roops is the one. And I'll just talk about these polishers a little bit here. This is the Beast, it's a new one, Forced Action. I really like it. It's different and it serves a purpose. I definitely want a 3-inch Forced Action for sure, because this one spins out a little bit. And then this 6-inch 21mm Roops, amazing. This thing slays. The only downfall to this is the backing plate isn't very sticky. It has a different kind of hook and groove, and sometimes your pads go flying off. This pad looks beat. Holy, use it to the max. And I got this Flex Pixie thing here. I don't know about this one. I mean, you wouldn't, look at it. It has a battery. You can only expect so much out of something when it's got a battery. You're not gonna get really any correction out of this thing. I mean, you absolutely can get correction out of it, but it just doesn't feel powerful enough. But it can be done. It can be done. And it definitely works. It's only for something really quick. I wouldn't be using this to spend, working this for any significant amount of time on a large area. I'd rather grab this. This thing is so much more powerful than this. But I thought I would get this because sometimes I do just want to do a quick touch up, and yeah, it kinda is okay for that, kinda. And the other reason is that there's a kit for this that has some kind of flexible cord thing so that you can polish really tight areas. You set up a doodad onto here, and then you can do the door handle cups. Interesting to see that. Other than that, this one is kind of low on my list. I don't really like it. It's not powerful enough. It doesn't have a cord. The motor doesn't crank out like this is a 3-inch DA and this is a 3-inch DA. This thing absolutely shreds. It's so powerful. And then this thing, it feels like, you know, a toy. but I do use it. We'll see for how long I use it. And then this one here, it's the Flex 5-inch DA. I think it's like a 12 millimeter or 15 millimeter throw. Kind of pointless. I'll be straight up with you, pointless. Since I got the 6-inch roops, why would I use the 5? It's pointless. It doesn't get you into any tighter areas, and you're gonna be spending more time on the big wide open areas, so this is useless, this thing here. Yeah, it's totally pointless on bumpers too, because you think maybe, oh, you got the 5-inch, it's a little bit smaller, I can use it on the bumper. Nah, use this one. The 3-inch is way better on the bumper. If you try and use this 5-inch on a bumper, you'll be hating. And then these are the pads I'll be using. I really like the wool. I'm a wool guy for sure. So I got this big wool here for the Rotary, and then I got this wool for the Beast, and then I've got this medium aggressive, I think, polishing pad. This is a polishing pad. It's medium, I believe, or maybe even more aggressive, but it's in that range. And then I'll be using this one on here and on here. We'll see what the pad combination is, and then if the clear coat's really soft, I won't use this one. I'll use this one and this one, and if the clear coat's really hard, I'll use this one and this one. So it's going to be a 3-step. 1, 2, 3, or it'll be 1, 2, 3. And yeah, and then so these are I got some extensions for the Rotary here, the 3-inch, the 2-inch, and the 1-inch. These go on the Rotary. And some pads here. I've got the 3-inch Lake Country, nice. And then I've got the 3-inch Geon wool. This is really nice. But I've got these microfiber pads here because I can't find a 2-inch wool or a 1-inch wool. So I have the microfiber ones, and I don't like these microfiber cutting pads. Sometimes it feels like you get really good cut out of these, and then sometimes, more often, it feels like it doesn't get good cut and the wool is way superior. But the major downfall with these microfiber pads is when you put them on a Rotary, oh, they get hot. I wouldn't just say hot. You're gonna start a fire with one of these. I've seen these things smoke from barely even using it, just light. So I basically want to get rid of these wool and microfibers, and just stick with the Rotary wool. Yeah, that's the lineup of polishers. I think I need a few more still. Double, 3 times as many polishers, and I'll be set. So I'm gonna start out polishing the roof on this truck, and it's gonna be really painful, and it's not gonna look good. So I'm not gonna film it. It's gonna be cringe up there, but I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be a 2-step. It's probably gonna be the Rotary, and then this one here. These two on the roof, and then we'll see what it looks like on the side of the vehicle. It'll probably be more complicated, but it won't be too complicated up on that roof. I'll keep it simple. Can't even see up there. Nobody's up there, and there's no scratches really because no one's been brushing up there. All right, I'll see you guys when that's all done. So let's get started, show you what I do. So I'm just gonna get all the plastic parts, the tires and the rims, soaking in this degreaser. Not a degreaser, all-purpose cleaner. It's kind of mild stuff. It's not the greatest for rims and tires, but it works, and it doesn't hurt anything. So you can just spray this in here like crazy and let it dwell forever, and it's not gonna cook anything. And it works all right. I'll come back with something else on there too, just because this is a special. This isn't like an inside and out detail. This is like a 3-step polish. So I'm gonna make the tires and rims look really, really nice on this truck. Not that I don't always do that, but I'm gonna try a little bit harder on this one. So when I do a polish, I always wash the door jambs. I know some people don't. One of my buddy detailers says he doesn't, and I was giving him a hard time for it. I was like, you gotta, man. Maybe you're not getting paid for that, or you don't see it as part of the job, but it's part of the customer experience, right? They come here and they get a polish, and then you clean all kinds of stuff that they weren't even expecting to be cleaned. Yeah, so right now I'm just pre-soaking all the dirtiest areas with my all-purpose cleaner here. This is 3D Super Citrus APC, and it's my favorite because it's super cheap and it works relatively well. I'm not gonna say it works amazing because it's very economically priced, but it works really good for the price. It works amazing for the price. There's better stuff out there though. That's gonna be like way more expensive and all that. But yeah, that's not my thing. I just rather have something that works pretty good for a good price, and you can use this on everything. I use this on everything. Engine, paint, tires, rims, carpets, seats, interior plastics, everything. So it's kind of my one and done. Not doing an interior detail on this truck, but it certainly needs it. Looks like it would take me a long time to do the interior on this one. Probably 5 to 7 hours with the pet hair. To do a really good job too. I'm sure I could get it done, the interior done in like 3 hours, but to do a really good job on this one, just by looking at how dirty it is, 5 to 7 hours. Overall, the truck's fairly clean. Looks like he does take pretty good care of it. I'm not seeing, you know, bug guts and stains and all that all over the place, and he must take it into the bush once in a while, so it's fairly clean. He doesn't have mud up in his fenders. Not an excessive amount anyway. Now I'll set up this thing here is my water reclamation system. Since I don't have a drain in the floor, this little thing here, it vacuums up all the water. It's not awesome. I mean, it's pretty awesome, but it's inconvenient for sure. One day I'll get a drain and everything will be all good. And then it just vacuums. This is the vacuum here that sucks up all the water. And then when this fills up, I just pump it out. Kind of annoying, but yeah, that's how it works. Here's the pump it into the drain. And I do it like that because here in BC, Canada, you can't be washing your vehicle outside and contaminating the local rivers with car wash water. I mean, it's whatever, people do it all the time, but I'm definitely not gonna be doing it if I'm running a business, because I do it multiple times a day. Whereas, you know, a homeowner, if they do it, they're just gonna be doing it once, a handful of times a year. And this is the 3D Super Citrus APC here in my foam cannon. I'm gonna be doing a pre-soak. Oh, I knew something was up. The hose got tangled up in this front end here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna be washing the tires, the rims, and the wheel wells with this device here, this tip here. It's a rotary tip. And I also have a really big pressure washer here, and this thing will save you a lot of time on tires, rims, and wheel wells. I basically don't even scrub tires, rims, and wheel wells anymore on average for a basic, like a inside and out detail. But since this is a polish, a two-step polish, I'm definitely gonna be scrubbing these tires and rims with my brushes, but normally I wouldn't. Just doing the APC soak and using a rotary tip is enough to clean almost any tire, no matter how dirty it is. But this tip here is extremely aggressive, and this is a big pressure washer that I use. I don't know how many PSI, but it's like 3.6 gallons per minute. And I'm just gonna dump a crazy amount of high pressure water, a high volume, high pressure water into this tire and wheel well setup here. This wheel and wheel well setup, and it'll get it super clean to the point where I don't really need to use the brushes. But as I mentioned, you know, since this is a polish, we're gonna be going all out and using the brushes. And this thing absolutely hits hard. You can't tell on video, but in person, this thing hits so hard. It's extremely loud as well. I do have wheel acid as well, but I try not to use it. I basically find that I almost never have to use that wheel acid stuff. I got it over there. And I don't like the smell. It smells horrible. When you're washing with this rotary tip, it's really important to go slow because it's doing this really aggressive spinning action with just a 0 degree. So the slower you go, it's basically like scrubbing the tire. Yeah, there you can see it there. Oops. You can see already the color difference between here and there. See that? It like scrubs the tire. And you really need a big, powerful pressure washer to run this kind of tip. You just can't do it with a weak pressure washer. Because when I turn the power down on this pressure washer, it just doesn't hit the same. This thing really needs to hit hard. Alright, now I'll do a quick rinse, get all any kind of contaminants, grit and sand off. Alright, so one thing I'm definitely noticing about this truck here is there's no dirt on it. So it's like, this guy keeps his truck really clean, which he does. And he also probably just washed it for me. Like, there was a bit of dirt on it, but there wasn't anything. A couple cars I just detailed there, inside and out. In this foam can in here, I have Meguiar's Gold Wash car wash soap. You can get this anywhere. Canadian Tire, Walmart, Princess Auto, and all the American stores that are just like these Canadian stores. pH neutral foam. It's just cheap and easy to get. A 20 Canadian dollars, Canadian pesos. $20 bottle of this car wash soap will do like 50 vehicles for me. And here I've got my microfiber wash mitts, and I've got the brush here. I'll talk about this brush in a minute. It's absolutely amazing. Turn that racket down so I can make a video. So I got the foam wash, car wash, pH neutral soap doing its thing. I did the pre-soak, rinse. Now I'm gonna do foam and agitation. And I'm gonna use this big brush here that I absolutely love. At first when I started detailing, I thought, you know, the brush was a hack, but it really depends what brush you get. This is like a special made brush and it's super soft. It's incredibly soft, I promise you. I'm not gonna say it doesn't scratch the paint because everything and anything scratches paint, even those microfiber wash mitts. But use this brush properly and you're not gonna have any problems. Plus this thing is all beat up, full of scratches, and it's getting a 3-step paint correction, so I'm not worried about nothing. I'm gonna use this brush like crazy over the whole vehicle. I probably will use the wash mitts too, but this thing is like soft. I promise you guys. I should use it on my Lexus, which just got a paint correction, and then we'll be able to see how many scratches this brush actually puts in a vehicle's paint. But yeah, it makes life so much easier. Like, look at this. I usually don't start with this brush. I'm tripping right now. I'm tripping big time. I'm on camera all flustered. So what I usually start out with is the small brush. Let's see what we got here. I get all the cracks and crevices first. These rear bumpers are always hard to get right. I find they're lots of cracks and crevices and they're quite dirty. Now for the fun part, the brush. And I swear, this brush is the way to go. If you think it's putting scratches on it, you don't know. You don't know. You never tried it with the right type of brush, like I said. This brush is like softer than the microfiber. It's so soft, it feels like a pillow. You could sleep on this thing. And this is where the brush really excels. Getting down here. This is the worst, hardest spot to clean. And you'll break your back cleaning this area here without this brush. And if you don't clean that area, your detail looks really bad. All right, looks good. Now for the clay bar. I'm gonna do some stuff. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm all done washing the truck. I basically washed it like 3 times and it took me 2.5 hours to wash and clay this truck, including the rims, the tires, and the wheel wells. 2.5 hours. It could have been a little bit faster. Obviously, I'm filming a video, but that's how long it took with filming a video and trying to do things a little bit so-so. And what I noticed too, after I was done, I didn't even use those microfiber wash mitts. I used the brush the whole way around. Now, I don't always do that, but I really like that brush. So here's the truck all clean. It's a little wet still, so maybe you won't be able to see all the scratches, but yeah. This is what we're gonna be getting rid of. See how it goes. And there's obviously a lot more scratches. The truck's still a little wet, so it's hiding. There's some rock chips he wants me to touch up. I got the touch-up pen here. I put a little dab in there already. I'm gonna have to do this a couple times to fill it in and just to get the best result possible. It looks a little dark. Actually, it's drying kind of nice. Just extremely carefully fill it into the edges here. Wearing my sunglasses right now. I can't see anything. All right, there. I think I got it without going outside the edges. And I'm wearing my dark lenses right now too. Can't see anything. I'm blind as a bat. That's how easy it is, right? Oh, there's this one here too. Make sure you got the right equipment for the job. Whenever you're doing stuff like this, the most important thing is that you're comfortable. But sometimes there's just no getting around being comfortable or not. This is a nice paint pen, I must say. Way better than the paint pens that I have. I think that's something there, but can't see it anymore. Let's go around and touch all the spots up before I start polishing. I'll probably have to touch each of these spots up 3 times to fill it in. Oh shoot, I touched that one hard. You really got to be careful. I'm kind of leaning on this panel here, so you got to be, oh, that's a big glob, come on. You really got to be careful about leaning on these panels like this, so you don't put a dent in something. Some of these rock chips are really hard to see because of the color. It's a great color for rock chips. This might not be a rock chip here. That looks like, oh yeah. All right, time to get the tape on here. I just stocked up on tape from Costco. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Took quite a while. I went crazy with the tape too. I got a bunch of tape, so I was like, I'll just burn this tape right up. Normally you could just put maybe a garbage bag around that piece, but I didn't really feel like messing around with the garbage bag. I will be putting, well, not a garbage bag, a cloth. Here's how those tires came out. They came out pretty good, except for right here, because I was using that really aggressive brush and I didn't want to touch the brush to the rim at all, so I stayed back about 1/2 inch. But it's good enough. It's great. I can give this a quick little brushing and wipe later. These tires look really good. They're ready for dressing. Okay, and yeah, that's how the vehicle looks. It's all ready to go. All the trim is taped up because I'm going to be cutting 2 cuts, maybe? Yeah, I think, well, we'll see. I'm going to have to do test spot and see how this paint is. Ah, there's a big scratch there. Jesus, this thing. There's a lot of scratches in this thing. Okay, So far I've done the roof and this fender here, but I'm gonna have to do this fender again because there's a few little things in there. Touch up. Been messing around a lot with this vehicle here. Oh, this thing looks bad. I can't get this thing. I can't get it. I tried, but it's pretty bad. And it's just too deep. If I try and get that out, I'm gonna burn right through the paint. Because I've been working it a little bit, wet sanding this spot and painting it. And it still looks, I mean, it looks way better, I'm sure, but super noticeable still. So I don't know about that spot. But I got this to deal with here, and I'll hit it up quick. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. Grab the Rotary, and what do I got here? I'm using Manzurna 400 heavy cut. Couple good globs. That. I got this DIY detail. A little spray of that. I like to mix it up, get a little bit more working time. A lot to polish left on this thing. The day's running out already. Spent a lot of time just getting to this point. The blue pad is not enough. We need 2 cuts on this one. All right, got a little distracted there. Get back to this beast here polisher. This thing's nice. It's like a forced action, so it's like a dual action that never stalls out. It's kind of a little weird and jumpy, but it's an interesting tool for sure. Okay, switch machines. Oh, that's the downside to this Roops machine here. The backing plate doesn't stick. And it's not, I don't know what's up with this thing. This is the best machine, but it has a booty backing plate that doesn't grab the pad. It doesn't matter how much you push down, new pad, old pad, whatever. Doesn't grip very good. Maybe it only grips good to Roops pads, but yeah. I don't know if I want to run Roops pads. I like these Lake Country pads. Looks a little wet. Oh, that's a joke. It's getting worse and worse. When you use this machine, you got to be ready for the backing plate to fling off. It's ridiculous. There's just no hooks on this backing plate. But this machine is by far my favorite machine. And that's only using it at a 4. I want to use the machine at a 6, but I can't because it will fling the backing plate. But look how good this machine is. You can just throw this thing all over the place. And it does an amazing job. Has such a big backing plate. Okay, let's have a look here. You might not be able to see because of the GoPro camera, but take a look at the scratches that were in here before, quite visible. And then here, they're basically all gone now. There might be like, there's one there, there's one there. Oops. There's one there. There might be some here, but, oh, okay, there's a couple there. I might touch that up. But yeah, for the most part, it looks really good. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see them. Come back and touch that up a little bit. I can touch it up now, quick. Let's take a look here. There's some stuff here, but that's just like some kind of weird thing. Ooh, you can still see it. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I don't want to go too crazy on it. One, spend too much time, and then two, take off too much paint. Anyway, so yeah, that looks pretty good. It's basically, if you look at the paint here, super good. And then over here, you get what it used to look like. All right, let's have a look here. I've done a little bit of polishing so far. I've polished, so far I've polished the roof and the driver's fender and the driver's door. It took me a while to get to this point because I did a lot of touching up rock chips. And you can see there might be a little bit of some stuff in there, but it's not much. And I had to hit this pretty hard with a 3-step. And then it's hard to see because it's gray, but this is what it looked like before. You know, quite big scratches from tree branches. And it just doesn't look so great. This one here, that one there's gonna be a doozy. This one's looking pretty good. This is before, not polished at all. And this is what it looks like over here. What was that? A little hologram there? Oh, there is some. Make sure I get that hologram there. And that little speck there, that just needs to be wiped off. Okay, I'm gonna finish the truck now because I'm way behind. All right, welcome back. So I finished this truck. I didn't get a ton of footage of everything because I was falling behind and it took forever and all of that sort of thing. But here's the end result. I polished everything, basically. All the glass, the headlights. This product here, which is called Linex, I polished this and it polished really nice. I was skeptical at first, but it turned out amazing. Here's the headlight. And I ceramic coated everything. All the paint, the glass, the trim, and the Linex product is ceramic coated. And there's the end result. It's pretty good. Some stuff didn't come out perfect. You just gotta know when to call it, you know? Because I spent a lot of time on this one. This area here didn't come out so great. I'm getting better at this, and I think I finally figured out a technique to make that disappear. But I didn't want to go any farther with it because I was playing around with this, and I eventually came to a technique that made it look really good. And if I would have started with that, I could have probably finished flawless. But I don't want to push it any farther and break through the clear coat and all that. So that's as good as that's going to get. It was horrendous before. Check the rims and the tires. They look good. I got a nice tire dressing on there. It's called Geon Ceramic Tire Shine, I think. And it seems like it's pretty good so far, actually. Pretty good. Wheel wells are nice and clean. I didn't ceramic coat in the wheel wells, but I cleaned them. I did ceramic coat the mud flaps and everywhere else. This tail light, the tail lights were absolutely beat. They're looking a lot better now. And it looks great. So this truck, it took a long time, way longer than I was expecting. I've basically been working on this truck for 2 days. I expected to get it done in 1 day and it took me a day and a half. But that's like 20 hours I put into it in a day and a half. It took a 3-step. I had to do a 3-step polish on this. So cut, polish. And there's still some scratches in there, but they're pretty much all gone. And these are really bad scratches from the owner driving through quad trails in the bush. And these scratches here, I did like 3.5-step polish on those scratches there. I was even in there with my 1-inch trying to get them out. But I decided to just call it because, you know, I didn't want to wreck anything and I don't want to remove all of the clear coat just to get rid of some scratches. Let's keep it real, right? Leave the clear coat on and just live with like some minor scratches. It looks tremendously better though, that 3-step. And I pulled this truck out into the sun, did a 360 walk around multiple times and made sure that everything was looking good. There's no holograms, there's no high spots with the ceramic coating. I did a 2-step on the roof, cut polish, and then I polished all the glass, ceramic coated all the glass as well. And it looks amazing. And the trim here too, the trim looks really good. I use a different type of ceramic coating on the trim. Now obviously it looks it doesn't look perfect because the truck isn't brand new, but it looks tremendously better. Handles are nice, deep satin, whereas they were faded before. Yeah, ceramic coated the trim, those door handles there, and this B-pillar or whatever you want to call it. Usually this is piano finish, but on this one here, it's some kind of plastic. Looks pretty good. And yeah, I went a little over the top with this one because this is one of my close buddies' friend's truck, so I made sure to take extra good care of this truck. I usually always take good care of every single vehicle I work on, but this one I went over the top. Maybe he can give me a good review and some word of mouth. Tires are looking on point. That one back there looked there's a little spot on it that didn't look on point. This tire looks on point. Rims are shining. Shine the rims right up too. Just a beauty. And I really like this Dodge truck here. I'm not sure what it is, 1500, 2500, something like that. But the owner, he did a really good job with this truck with the Line-X, the rock guard he chose, and the mud flaps. The mud flaps are just awesome. They're extra big. They're really protecting his truck, doing a great job. And the owner of this truck takes really good care of it because when he brought it to me, I washed this truck 3 times and no dirt came out of this truck. Not even from the wheel wells, so. He really wanted it to look shiny because he takes good care of it, but taking it down those quad trails messed it up, so. Yes, I think he's gonna be very happy. But yeah, pretty surprising how almost no dirt came off of this truck. Like I'm talking, I washed the whole truck 3 times and probably literally a handful of dirt came off of this truck, which was nice. And it didn't look like he had just washed it for me or anything. Maybe he washed it a couple days before for me, but it was a little bit dusty and you could tell it was dripping. And yeah, this Line-X down here, this rock guard, it was all scratched up and faded. And now it is shining with that ceramic trim that I use. It looks awesome. You might think it's a little bit shiny now, but it's good because it'll settle. And the ceramic trim coating that I use, it lasts like 2 years minimum, which is excellent. And I know, and I'm not just saying that because the company says that. I personally have used it on my vehicle and I know for a fact that it lasts 2 years, the ceramic trim dressing. You probably even get 3 years out of it. 2 years, you'll look at it and you'll be like, wow, that looks basically as good as the day I had that ceramic applied. And then 3 years, you'll probably be like, oof, maybe it's time to reapply. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This truck came out great. See you on the next one.